Hi, good evening, everyone. Today, our topic is about Baseerah International School. You may not heard about it, but it is a very well-known international school. The first 10 clients, one of them is from United States. The reason he chose Malaysia is because of your school and the International Islamic Universities of Malaysia. So they feel that in order to provide an excellent education for the children, so he chose Malaysia, he particularly come in and take a look at school and say, okay, Malaysia is a place for me to be in the future. This is the photos, some of the photos of the schools.
But it's actually our gathering point, or it's like a court where we do our, physical education activity or any assembly, or any other event, outdoor event. It's actually 4 stories building. I don't want to overstate that our school is very huge, but our school, I can say it accommodates around maybe 350 to 400 students. From the video, you can assume that our school is Islamic-based school. So we are segregated between boys and girls, and we cater from kindergarten up to A level. Okay, let's talk about teacher first. So first of all, for example, me as a head of section and head of department, when I select a teacher, we are looking at 3 main criteria in general. The first one, definitely, we are looking at the knowledge of the teacher. For example, if they want to teach certain subject, whether or not they are qualified for that subject. Other than qualification, we are also looking at values and skills. So when we talk about values here, as you know, we are Islamic school, so definitely we appreciate those who have the same values or who agree with the same values like us, and also like who can add more values to us. The values, I don't only talk about Islamic values, but we talk about general values that anyone a better person. And the last one, definitely we talk about skills. And skills here, other than the teaching skills in general, definitely we are talking about adopting and adapting skills, because we are international schools, and then our students are not only from one specific country or one specific religion, to be honest, because previously we do have non-Muslim. So we need a teacher to be able to adapt and to cater to these needs at the same time by following the rules and guidelines that we have. So this adapting and adopting is very important, especially when you are in a multicultural environment, multinationality environment, where everyone will have their own sensitivity. When it comes to student, I fairly can say we are 80% international and 20% Malaysian students. Students, we have students coming from, almost everywhere. We have Middle Eastern students. We do have students from South Asia, from, for example, like Japan, from Bangladesh, from Indonesia, Philippines, France, Sweden, UK, USA. So they're everywhere. I can say that when you are comfortable with some environment, so you start talk to people and then people start coming. So this is how we have, or we increase like the number of students from certain country. From China specifically, we started with, if I can say, only one family of 3 children, and then now we have, I think, 4 to 5 families. Some people thought that we only focus on Islamic, meaning like everything that we do there, we do not have, if I can say, mainstream education. No, we do actually have Cambridge. The Cambridge is something that focus on their, if I can say, future plan. And then the Islamic, as I said, like we focus more on development of their characteristic or their behavior, their values in themselves. Based on my own personal experience, I can say that it actually depends on the students themselves to some extent. For example, if the students, in their home country, they are exposed with different cultures. They might not be outside, but they might be in their own country, but they are exposed with different cultures and different, if I can say, people they used to see. They won't get that much shock, or they won't really go through that culture shock phase. For example, the first time we have students from Japan, they are the only 2 students, their siblings, they are the only students from Japan, and they come here with, if I can say, very minimal English and what more Arabic, because in our school we do converse in Arabic. They, at first, I can say for the first few weeks, it was quite difficult for them. But as you see, as I mentioned at the very beginning, our school is not a very big school. So we are around 400 or 300 students. So we are very personalized in nature. So all teachers know one another. All the students, eventually, even though they are in different grade, they know one another. So eventually she able to make friends with someone, for example, from China on that time. And then eventually she settled down, both of them. So the transition won't be that difficult when you have that support, other than from your friends, from the teachers as well. That's why I said just now, adopting and adapting is very important for teachers in our school. So this thing helps the students to move on faster. Okay, entrance requirement, we do make it compulsory for students to sit for the placement test. So for few main subjects such as English, mathematics and science, and for a higher grade like biology, math, they do have to sit for placement test. So the placement test will see whether or not their previous education or their previous syllabus, at the same par with our current syllabus, which is Cambridge. So let's say if they have like quite a gap or some limitation there, so we will have like few solutions. Either we will put them in for few subject, we'll put them in an intensive class for few months until they're able to catch up with the current syllabus. If let's say like they still choose to go to the continue with the current grade that they were in, then we will advise them like to have a personal tutoring at home to support the current syllabus so that they're able to perform and they're able to achieve like as equal as other students. And then other than that, we also require certificates from the previous school to see like how is their performance, because sometimes they did complete the education, and as I said, sometimes like the subjects that they took in the previous school was not equivalent or is not similar with what we are offering, so the same process, which is placement test. Other than that, like we do not have any other requirement.
Feel free to contact us. Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Vincent.
Aisyah.
Thank you. It's
So,
nice speaking to you today.